Product management, a really hot career path these days that a lot of people are wanting to get into from different kind of career roles. So let's look at if this career path is really a career path where you get paid really well, and also try to get deeper into what kind of salaries can you expect after getting to become a product manager. So let's get right into it. So let's move to my screen. So here you can see that there is this salary insights for product manager report by Upraised, which is something that I went through 5 to 10 such reports and found this report to be really interesting and really in depth and have a lot of parameters. So let's get right into it. This report has actually got 600 product managers and 9,000 data points submitted, and they have sort of generated this thing for us. So first of all, this is outlook of what kind of people took this survey to understand better in terms of like what kind of data that we are looking at. Basically, we just need to understand here that it's almost a even representation of all kinds of valuation of companies, roles of different levels, right? From associate product manager to product manager to senior product manager and different kinds of roles. And sort of they have also given a distribution of the roles of people who replied to this survey, basis of which this data is conducted. And then we have the distribution by industry. B2B SaaS FinTech takes up like 55% of the basically submissions, and the rest of the ones here. So let me break it down. Break down the CTC to you. You have fixed, you have ESOPs, and you have variable. When you look at fixed, it's the cash that you receive, right? At the end of the month, the amount of money that you get into your bank account after TDS. And if you look at ESOPs of our RSUs, these are stocks of company or shares of company which you get basis of vesting. Let me explain you ESOPs a little better. When I talk about ESOPs are employee stock options. Like every company creates an ESOP pool, like which is generally around 10% for any company, and all the employees get a share of that ESOP pool. But every single company has a 1 year cliff, which means that if you leave the company within 1 year, you get nothing, and you vest 25% of those ESOPs every single year. So first year you get 25% of your ESOP, then 25, 25 and 25. That's how you get the complete ESOP component. And then coming back, you have variable. Variable is your performance bonus, your yearly bonus, your joining, different kinds of bonuses which are generally not a part of the fixed component. On basis of your performance, you can receive that in a particular quarter and you don't receive it in the other quarter. So this is the primary, this is the understanding of how CTC is broken. And the reason why there's a lot of these people, a lot of people wanted to get into product management as a career path has seen 600% increase in salary. Let's look at the median pay for product management basis of experience. So any of us start at less than 1 year of experience. When you look at here, they have mentioned years of PM experience. So you start off at less than a year. So this shows that the average you get around 8 lakhs of base when you have less than 1 year of experience, which is around you're making like 65-70,000. You're taking home 65-70,000 of cash every single year, and then you get an ESOPs of 2 lakhs, which I said like you invest 50,000 every single year, basis of that 4 year vesting that I just explained you. For 1 to 2 years of experience, 15 lakhs. You have a CTC of 23 lakhs, 24 lakhs, and then 2 to 3 years, 36 lakhs, and then you have 3 to 4 years, 41 lakhs, and then you have 4 to 5 years, 57 lakhs. So and this goes on, and you will reach around about like a crore in 9 years of experience in product management. So these are of course the median pace. If you are someone who performs much better than the average, you would be having a much better salary than what is shown here. So of course this is a median, this is the average of the industry standards. There could be PMs making less than this range or even more than this range in any specific experience bracket. So we just need to keep that in mind. For an APM, you have an ESOP of 4.25 lakh, and then PM 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 37 lakhs for general group product manager, and 36 lakhs for a VP or a CPO. So this is of course again the average of the industry, At different sizes of companies, this ESOP thing changes differently. But one thing to remember is like as the responsibility grows, as you are in a high ownership position, as you grow in your career, the more ESOPs that you get. And then looking at the first company, right, this is very important for a lot of product managers wanting to get into product management. For a lot of aspiring product managers, it just gets difficult to sort of get their first role, right? So to get their first role, the stat says that 51% of APMs got their first product break at startup. So which is less than 100 million in valuation, which means that you have a higher scope of becoming a product manager if you are joining an early stage company, because that's where you can sort of get into product management, get into an associate product manager role, which is an entry level role, without having uh, experience or with just some internship experience. So if you look at it, less than 100 million for an APM salary, you make around about 12.5 lakhs of CTC, and then it goes up like 19.45 lakh for 100 to 500 million, 21 lakh for 500 million to 1 billion, and $1 billion if the company exceeds, like as the company grows over $1 billion, you get 27 lakhs, and listed companies is 28 lakhs of series. If you go at a very well established company like Microsoft or Google as an associate product manager, you will be making around about like 28 lakh rupees. So again, you join at a very small company, at a small startup as an associate product manager, and of course you want to get into a better company, get into a better industry and stuff like that. With 2+ years of experience, you will be able to get into unicorns, which is like $1 billion plus of valuation, which gets easier because you have built that kind of experience and you're able to prove in the interviews and also use that sort of experience. So you get opportunities at 2D cons to become a product manager with 2+ years of experience. Again, you have the CTCs of product managers with 2+ years of experience. You go from an associate product manager to a product manager. These are sort of, you start at 34 lakhs at less than $100 million value company, and then 30.5, 49.3, 44.3, and 44.8. So if you look at it, like here 49 is greater than rest of these labs, and that's where like product innovation happens. Like 500 million to $1 billion companies, a lot of innovation is happening, a lot of rapid growth, a lot of funding pouring in and stuff like that. That's where the CTC of this product managers at these companies are also very good. As you get 5+ years of experience breaking into listed companies, the publicly listed companies, the names that you hear, the big names like Zomato, Nazara Technologies, a lot of these companies which are fancied and which are listed are the ones that you can crack after 5+ years of experience. Of course, there are exceptions. If you come with a MBA or something like that, you'll be able to get into these companies much before. But if you're going from a self-taught perspective, or sort of trying to make a transition, or if you just have a bachelor's degree, which we'll talk about later in this video, what kind of backgrounds are product managers from. But if you have 5+ years of experience, it would get easier for you to get into publicly listed companies. And again, when you have 5+ years of experience, you would reach to a position of a senior product manager. You'll be making around about 50 lakhs at a small company, 50 lakhs CTC at a small company, 60, 81, and 75 lakhs CTC at as you go at bigger and bigger companies. Coming to the work culture and kind of workplace things, uh, interestingly, 81% of product managers work from office. So if I talk about product management, it's a very high ownership sort of a role where you have to work with multiple stakeholders, have these meetings, and come to conclusions. And it's a very high ownership, high responsibility sort of a role. So you need to sort of be in the office, be around people, have that communications established, and sort of get that work done. So the very minute number of product managers, around 18.5% product managers working remotely, and 40% of them working from office, and 40% of them working hybrid. When I talk about hybrid, it's like a mix of remote and office, work from home for a couple of days and the other days in office, and conducting those in-person important meetings on the day when everyone is at the office and the rest of the days people working from home. So that's how hybrid working works. So also city to city product management salaries of course differ basis of the cost of living of in each of these each of these in each of these cities. As you can see, product managers in Bangalore have 20% higher CTCs compared to product managers in other cities. And as we look at things like NCR is the second highest paying place, like Gurgaon, Delhi, Faridabad, all these places. So this is a really interesting thing. Only 26% of product managers were engineers before. So in the market, we have this myth that you need to be a coder or you need to be a developer, you need to do coding to become a product manager, which is not actually true. It's a myth. And a lot of product managers come with sort of business experience, prior business experience, which we can see here, like business analyst, strategy and operations, and program and product management constitute of around close about 40% of people who get into these roles, and you have consulting 8%, marketing and sales. Most of these are basically business roles, and only 26% of product managers come from an engineering background. So the thing that we need to understand here is like product management requires you to have a tech understanding, be technical to sort of make interpretations and help speak the language of the developers and conduct that sort of discussions and get the product built and actually improve the product. But it doesn't mean that you need to be a developer. It's not a prerequisite for you to be a developer. That's something that we can understand from here. But still, you can see this, like many of us believe coding experience is required. This data suggests 70% of PMs do not have coding experience. You don't need a coding experience, but you need to have the basics of technology set right, and you need to understand tech. So that's something that's important. And switch to a product role within the initial 6 years to minimize pay cut. So let me tell you a couple of stories. Right, I have a couple of friends who wanted to get into product management from a developer role. They were even okay with getting half the salary. So that's the kind of competition that's there for this role, and if you believe this is a role where you get to think a lot of different things, be creative in terms of how you get things built and things like that. So it's a very creative role that way. Look at it, sales get the least salary and the developers get the most salary. This is just because a lot of companies who pay really well are more engineering-led companies. Let's just say you're working at a fintech company or you're working at an engineering-led company like Razorpay or any payment gateway, and most of these companies which build innovative products, there's a lot of engineering required in these products. So having that developer experience sort of helps with that. So that's the reason why you can see these numbers. And coming to this big myth of MBA, right? Let's look at what it is. Only 36.1% of respondents have an MBA prior to becoming a PM. So there's this myth in the market that if you don't have an MBA, you can't become a product manager, but the data says otherwise. So you don't actually need an MBA, but if MBA is something that you wish to do and you wish to do it for the learning, and if you think you will be able to learn things from that MBA, and if you think it is going to be helpful, then that's good. But if the only reason is that you want to get into a product management role, even without an MBA, you would fairly be able to do that for yourself. So 36.1% of people have an MBA, 56% comes with a bachelor's degree, and 7% others. Again, these are the salaries of people coming from a bachelor degree, which is around 8.25 lakh. And if you see, uh, basically product managers with an MBA start at much higher, around 50% higher than product managers with a bachelor's degree. And almost the same trend continues until like 3 to 6 years. And if you see after that, the numbers get quite different in terms of things are getting reversed. So what I would say here is like with more and more experience, I would put it in this way that MBA gives you a really good start, but again, your skill set, your learning, your intent to learn, and how well you build that skill set is what defines your CTC in the long run, defines your salary in the long run. So you need to focus on that. Even if you get your first breakthrough early with an MBA or without an MBA, unless and until you keep reinventing yourself, learning about product management and improving yourself, you won't be able to grow. So you need to keep sort of growing with experience and sort of adding more skill set. And industries, pretty interesting insight. Gaming and entertainment industries pay 20% premium to their teams. So gaming and entertainment are those fields where a lot of innovation takes place, a lot of marketing takes place, a lot of product innovation is happening. The kind of value generation that a product manager can do at these companies are generally higher than the other sort of industries. So that's the reason why it's higher. And then again, you have e-commerce and FinTech paying good amount of money. Consumer web industries paying 15% more. And so these are the salaries that you look at. If you're the median for 1 to 3 years is around 33 lakhs, but e-commerce, consumer web, and FinTech pays around 38 and 39.75 gaming, media, and entertainment companies. And you can see the same here. So every single person in tech wants to get to a certain level where they're able to make some good savings and be able to buy things that you wish for and have a home and different kinds of stuff in your family requirements. So to reach around 50 lakhs per annum in product management, only 12% of product managers making 50 lakhs plus are actually PMs or less, APMs and PMs. And the rest of the large majority are SPMs and above, senior product managers and above. And then 25% have less than 3 years of experience. And the rest of the 75% of product managers come with good experience who are making around 50 lakhs plus. 90% are men. 50% of them have an MBA and 50% don't, which is like a clear-cut representation of that. You can get into product management even without an MBA. And then 60% work with unicorns or listed companies. So of course, smaller companies generally don't have product managers. Really small companies don't generally get product managers, and product managers are brought in little later. Some small companies do get product managers and give them generalist sort of work. The same stats for 1 crore plus annum, like 40% are SPMs with 6+ years of game experience. 54% of them don't have an MBA, which is like people without an MBA, a majority number of people making good money here. So that's why you can understand with experience why I was saying that MBA might not be required for you. With experience, you will be able to get that skill set and you will be able to go ahead and sort of do those things yourself in the product management. 70% of them work with unicorns or particularly listed companies. So these big companies pay top dollar, is something that you're able to understand. So this was the report of product management salaries, the breakdowns, different factors that goes into product management salary. So one thing that I would say is like, at least at the start of your career, salary is something that you should not focus on. Learning is something that you should focus on. Upskilling yourself apart from the workplace and trying to sort of learn new things so that you can go ahead and apply in your product management career is something that I really hope through this video you have been able to get a fairly good understanding of kind of salaries that product manager gets, different sort of companies, different industries, different experience levels, and different factors that goes into understanding how much product managers make. I really hope you like this video. In case you did like the video, like this video and also add a comment sharing which part of this video you like the most. And if you do have any other video topic suggestions for me, feel free to drop them. And do share this video with other product managers and aspiring product managers so that they can go ahead and sort of get some insights from this video and sort of motivate themselves to get into this kind of a role in a product management role. And yeah, that's it for this video.